Yo, what is up, people? What is up? What is up? What is up? Y'all know how it always go. Go to CosmicComics.com. Get the books. This was a shirt that was with the Void Beast Chapter 4 pre-orders. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool with all that good stuff. So I'm gonna try to talk about one of the things I've been talking about. What I've been seeing people talk about is like keeping your mind groups together as a creator and stuff. And for me, it hasn't really been too much of an issue. But before I get to that, before I get to all that, I want to talk about Smack Volume 10 for my battle rap people. This is a lot of my YouTube folks and everything. Since this just streams across everything, I'm gonna talk about that real quick and then I'll keep it rolling. I didn't watch the first battle, so I can't say what happened with Foots and Souffleur Soul Guy. I can't tell you what happened. So that's whatever. I'm throwing that out. I didn't finish Jerry West and Kid Chaos. They both Jerry West has always just been like, yeah, to me. And Kid Chaos, like he has his moments, but he just seems like he be rambling on too much. So I'm like, I don't watch too much of his stuff, so I can't call that. I did watch KCJ versus Arsenal, and this battle the whole time I went with Casey. I went with KCJ. She beat Arsenal. That is just it. Just is what it is. And the thing about it is this: the whole time I'm listening to it, people talk about all this stuff about things being even and women getting treated the same and blah 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 blah. And to me, battle rap is one of, as far as on the stage and the matches, as far as them getting in front of each other and rapping, battle rap is one of the most fair things on the planet. When it comes to that, when it comes to actually being in front of the other person and spitting your bars, it is one of the most fair things on the planet. Pretty good, man. Pretty good. It is one of the most fair. I'm gonna say it again, the most fair, because with battle rap, there's no height discrepancies. There's no there's no physical limitations. There's no, well, because this person has genitals or this is a woman, they can't. None of that. All it is about putting your bars together, spitting them out at the person, and how well you can entertain people, and the bars that you're spitting for all of that. Now, you got the schemes, the punchlines, what you're good at, all that stuff plays a part. But if the women can do all of that, which they can at a better rate than some of these dudes, if they can do all that, they fine. And KCJ, to me, she beat Arsenal. This dude, Arsenal was taking out phones at the end of the match and everything in the third round. It just didn't look good. And I think he did good in the first. She did good second and third. And I made a post. I was saying that Casey got bars and Uchiha eyes, because whenever she goes against the guys, except for Geechee, so far except for Geechee got it. When she goes against the guys and she starts staring them in the face, it just breaks them down. I don't get it. I don't know why, but the lady can do it, and she can rap. So that just tops off everything. And she did, and she said that she prepared for Arsenal because she knows Arsenal's Mr. Disrespectful, he a legend, all that stuff. She prepared for him better than she's done for a lot of people, and it showed that she went in there and did her 90-second rounds like she wanted to. She had breaks and everything, but she did everything that she was supposed to, and she came out with the win on that one. And that whole match made me think about what I talked about with Meg Thee Stallion, and how I believe a lot of y'all is full of shit. Because it's like, y'all complained about this whole, again, I'm going back to it because I'm talking about rap and I'm talking about battle situations or somebody talking about you on the mic. Y'all said Drake shouldn't say that and he shouldn't do this and that's wrong and stuff. But if you go watch battle rap, I'd watch as far as what ladies have to go through in like rapping, all that bullshit that y'all was coming up for Meg Thee Stallion was trash. It was trash from both simp ass dudes, and I know what a simp is, or catering ass dudes, and goofy women talking about he shouldn't have done it, or he shouldn't act like that, or he shouldn't do that, or you don't have the right to talk about. Go look at battle rap events. and see what those women, they all black women too. Most of them are just all of them are black women for the most part. And look at what they have to go through with the person in their face saying the wildest shit to them. I would say KCJ versus Arsenal is a good one to watch. Geechee Gotti versus Jazz the Rapper is a good one to watch. Tay Rock versus Official is a good one to watch. And one of my favorites is Coffee Brown versus T Top. Those is like those are the four, and I would probably add A Verb versus Miss Hustle. Those are the five that are my favorite. And Charlie Clips versus Couture. So those six. I would say go look at any of those battles and compare those to what people were saying about Meg Thee Stallion and the whole Drake thing. It's night and day. You don't want equality, and you don't want to be treated the same. Because if you did, you'd do like the battle rap women, and you'd stand up, tear this dude apart, and make a whole moment out of it. But no, y'all talking about what shouldn't be said, and it hurt feelings and all that. That's goofy shit. And I know it's like that's not the same as battle rap. Ain't the same. It's still an aspect of rap music. Battling will always be an aspect of rap music. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. People can say, that's out of style. It's played out. People don't do that no more. That. It doesn't fucking matter. It's still part of the culture and what rap music was and what rap music is and will always be. That's why people still do it. Now, you got a bunch of sensitive folks that can't take anything, and now they start shooting and killing each other, but battle rappers do it all the time. But in a situation with Drake and Meg Thee Stallion, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to nobody. She could have easily had a whole classic moment because, like I said, even with the male battlers, I know when I watched, even with KCJ and Arsenal last night on Smack Volume 10, I knew what was going to be said. Arsenal going to talk about sucking his meat, putting his body parts, this and that, blah, 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 while Casey is rapping, while she is rapping. The women always come and they rap. They not talking about, oh, this and that with your dick, and this and that with your genitals, and I could have sex with you. They don't. But Yoshi and a couple other ones do. But on average, they don't. Them women come in there and rap. They come in there like, yo, I can't play this other angles with this person. I can rap. I can get in here and rap circles around this dude. And they get in there and they rap, and I'm always appreciated. Coffee became one of my favorites because of her battle with T-Top. And then I went and watched her battle with like Daddy Myers, I believe, B Magic, and a couple other people. And she became one of my favorites. Jazz, the rapper, is still one of my, I don't know how I feel, but she bad. She's good, as in good. And so all I'm saying is, if you wanted things fair, you would have encouraged her to be like, yo, go tear this dude a new hole, because there's nothing he could say. All he gonna do is talk about, I can tell Drake would talk about who she had sex with, who he knows she had sex with, if he would have done anything. It's the same old. Like, we know what you're gonna say. She could say half the stuff that Pusha T have said and just made a whole classic. But that's not what y'all want. Y'all want special treatment. You don't want that. You want to play this, oh, we empowered, but don't do this to me. That's goofy shit. The women in battle rap, they get talked about, they take all of it and they spit it back out just as good. I think 40 Bars and Ill Will was a good one too. I still got to watch all of that one. But I'm gonna leave that where that's at. Then the next one I watched was Shotgun Suge versus Aye Verb. I don't really like Aye Verb. I just don't. I never have. It's something like, oh, he's spitting. No, that's cool. I don't really like Aye Verb. So Shotgun Suge, he's off and on, but the last few, like 3 or 4 battles, he has been solid. Just tearing through folks, just wrecking shop. And his second round was one of his best. And then I liked his second and his third. Verb was kind of in his second and third. So I was just like, so I gave it to Suge. I feel like Suge has been doing really good, and he's been changing up his flow a lot and not just standing there being the big dude, pocket tapping folks, and not being as boring. He's been changing up his flow and getting a little bit more intricate and doing more punchlines. So that's how I took that. Then I think they had, I don't know if they had another one or I just wasn't paying attention. But then it was Clips versus Calico. Um, yeah, yeah, no, not straight up, not straight up like battle rap or anything like that, but both solid. Back in the day, mine was I did like Queen Latifah back in the day. Jean Grey. Um, oh, I like Remy. Remy battle rap. Remy used to battle rap. Before she did all that Terror Squad stuff and everything. She used to battle rap, and she got her own organization now. She's been putting on some solid events. So Remy battle rap. She battle rap like in front of other women, not just on track. She would battle, and so Remy was always one of my favorites because of that. Um, and she showed that she still got that with Sheether when the Little Kim, not the Little Kim, the Nikki disc. She showed that she still got that in her. So that's why I've always liked Remy. And so it was Clips, it was Charlie Clips and Calico. And I have to say, both of them are two of my favorites for different reasons. But it was whatever it was. I don't know. That it was like I feel like I personally like Charlie freestyle. People were like, I don't like it, and he don't just say I like it. I feel like that if this person can come up here, stand in front of me, forget everything he did, and just start freestyling off the top and keep it going without choking and be like, oh, God, that's all I got. If he can get through it, I think that's a beautiful attribute to have. To be able to forget or just not prepare and get in there and just start freestyling off of anything and everything people go, I don't care if it's directed at the person or not. I feel like that's a skill that not a lot of people, because if Arsenal would have had that, he wouldn't have been looking through his phone against KCJ. So it is what it is. And Calico, I like Calico, but it just seems like a lot of times Calico just be yapping sometimes. I'm like, you just up there rapping and dude, no, this ain't what it is. So I don't know. That's a preference. That's whatever with y'all. If whoever see it, however you feel about it, that's your business. I ain't about to fight nobody on what they feel about that battle. So it is what it is. So the next they have Civil War 3 today, and I'm interested in a few battles on that one, especially Tay Rock versus Kid Slade. So I want to see what that's going to be. I really want to see what that's going to be. How Tay Rock is going to hold up after all these battles so close to each other, like basically back to back battles almost. And it's interesting because Tay Rock has never really done that before. He's never really jumped out the window like that and battled that way. Not so close together. So it's interesting. I want to see how that goes with him. But yeah, I'll talk about that one later and maybe on something else. But anyway, so I've seen a lot of talk about creatives getting burnt out and not wanting to do and having a hard time and all that other stuff. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. That's something that I see and this is just me. This is me. This is not me telling you to go to. I'm telling you how I've done it and what has kept me from being like, oh, I can't take this shit. Like I'm telling you what I've done. Not this is written in stone and this is what it's got to be. This is what I've done. So I'm gonna say, like, I've seen it a lot where it's just like people talk about being burnt out, being tired, and everything. And for me, I got two things. Two. The first is I've been through worse. That always goes through my mind. That always goes through my mind when it comes to this whole creative stuff and writing the books, doing cons, learning stuff for the marketing side of things or whatever. In my mind, I've been through worse. I've been working since I was like 13, 14 years old. Since like working at bullshit car washes, all kind of stuff. Worked in factories, been managers at fast food, been general managers at GameStop, welding, programming, industrial machines, robots, every Jesus, car washes, working in scrap yards, working in wine factories, like all kinds of stuff. I've done all kinds of stuff, right? There's nothing about any of this stuff that I'm just like, man, I can't do it. I can't take it. There's nothing about doing what we do, writing books and art and all this other stuff. There's nothing about any of that that makes me say, man, I can't do this, and it's just so hard. Like I can't take this because I've been through worse. I've been through worse, work wise, like jujitsu wise. I done fought in front of people, won and beat the hell out of people, and got my ass beat in front of a few hundred people. And it just it doesn't it doesn't. Oh, that's funny, G. It's natural. It's all natural. It's not fake. But it's not. I haven't had those things. So when it comes to this, it's not. I'm never sitting here like, man, this is just so hard, and I can't take it. I don't understand. I don't understand it. I don't. Me personally, I don't understand it. I don't understand it because this is something we're choosing to do. This isn't something where it's like, and even I don't want to say that because even at a job, you choosing to do that. You choosing to get up and go and do that. You are choosing to do it because you could say I'm done. You could, but this is something that we said we liked and we get up and we go do it. So I'm not. Let me take that back. I'm not gonna say I don't understand it because it does get hard. Things do get hard and everything, but never is it like I can't keep going or I need to stop or it's just overwhelmed to the point I can't do this. You know what was overwhelming to me? You know what was overwhelming to me? Going into a job, doing everything you supposed to do, like everything. You getting the numbers, you hitting the numbers they say you supposed to hit. You taking care of other people's job. You teaching other people how to do. You're doing everything. You there on time. You working at other spots, helping out other stores, helping out other people with their jobs and everything. You doing all of this stuff in your mind. You doing all this stuff, and somebody tells you I don't think you ready to do what we're saying we do. You mean to tell me that I'm already doing this and I'm doing this job and my job and the general manager's job or whatever. I'm doing all of this, but you telling me that I'm not ready to do. And you have the ability to stop me from what I'm doing. See, the thing about what we're doing when it comes to this books and creative stuff and art and all this other shit and everything, nobody can really stop you because the world is your customer base, and you got to find the people that like exactly what you like. There's work and everything behind that, and it can be tough. I'm not saying this shit is easy. I'm not sitting there talking about man, it's easy. You can just do it overnight. You just take. It's not. But nobody can stop you. You know what? It's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that don't like what I say when it comes to certain things in the comic community. They don't say nothing. They don't mention shit. They don't. And I could sit here online and be like, oh my god, on Facebook I said this, and all these people in the indie black community, comic community, they don't like what I said. Maybe I should go say sorry, and maybe I should go. But what the fuck is that gonna do? They don't stop me. They're not the ones that's best. That's what, 10 people? And then when you go out to a con, you meet 30, 40 people that buy the stuff from you or they buy it from you online and they're not listening to none of that stuff. And you can talk directly to these people and tell them your point. These motherfuckers don't care. The motherfuckers that don't like you or don't like your post or stop following you or whatever, they're not concerned about anything you're talking about anyway. They're not for you. So fuck them. Like when it really comes down to it, fuck them. Keep it rolling. Oh, I can't, I'm not going to be able to be around them. And I'm not going to be, was you around them in the first place? Was anything they going to do change your life that drastically? And if it was and you missed out, guess what? It wasn't for you. That's how I see it, at least. That's how I see it. Motherfuckers be acting like you just losing out on so damn much. That's why from the start, I'm like, yo, everything I want to do, I want to make sure I control as much as I can on anything I'm doing. Anything I'm doing, I want to be able to control it and be able to help other people along with me so that you can keep as much as your time and control. I tell folks all the time, I tell my ladies and my children and stuff, it's like, I don't really care. I want money. You know what I'm saying? I want money. But at the end of the day, um, I want my time. I want my time and I want control. Exactly, Gene. I want my time and I want control of what I got going on. So if I'm doing anything and it takes any of that, and it takes not, I don't give a fuck about no money. You can't, well, you know what? I'll pay you this and that. Yeah, I'll pay you to do this and this. That don't really. because yeah, I can't get my time back. I can't. I just can't. So you can pay me whatever, but it don't really matter. It don't. Now, if I go to a job, yeah, you're gonna give me, because I'm giving you my time. I'm giving you my time that I'm taking away from my family. Yeah, it matters there. But with a lot of this, as long as I can get a little bit of whatever, and I can have enough to live and cover the stuff for my kids and everything, it's like whatever. But I'm not gonna play a game with somebody and stress myself out and try to be something that I'm not for a group of people that don't really want what I want anyway. So if they don't like me, or they don't say, or they don't want to deal with me, and I'm talking about in the creative space, because I see people say stuff like that. Look, man, these people in the creative, they don't help me, and they don't give a fuck about they don't help you or not. Like I've played that, I've tried and looked at that, but it's like, no, you know what? What at the end of the day, what I've noticed for me that works the best is creating. Like literally completing your projects and getting it to the people you say you're going to get it to. That's it. Now, I've made friendships with certain people, and some of the, I'm not gonna blurt folks' names out because they might not want me to say it. I've read into that, but like, hey, don't say that about that. Hey, take that down. And that's all respect. That's never a thing where I'm like, why are you that's all respect. But I made friendships and talk to them regularly, and inbox, phone calls, all that type of stuff. So I'm not talking about them like they don't matter, because they do matter. But the ones that want to play this game where it's a thing where they don't want to talk to you, or they want to talk to you, or they don't want to, or because this person don't like you and all this, forget all that. Because at the end of the day, you're not trying to sell to them. I know you got to make friendships and network and all that other stuff, but at the end of the day, you trying to sell to the public, not to these other creators necessarily. At least that's how I feel. So when I go to Texas, California, North Carolina, Milwaukee, South Carolina, and all these other places, the people that are buying from me, they're not coming to me like, hey, man, you know what? This one creator said they like you, so I can't buy from you. That's not what's going on, because they ain't even got reach like that. And even if they did, so the fuck what? You keep going. So there's so many other things that I've been through that none of that doesn't bother me. None of that, it doesn't bother. The second part, like the first thing is I've been through other stuff, like working and stuff. The second part is just I don't give a fuck. Like, like when I'm doing this, there's nothing in me. There's nothing in me that says, man, I got to do this stuff and I got to go across. I got to catch a flight to catch. I went to Black Comics Day. The first time I went to Black Comics Day was in 2019. Was in 2019 because my man Roosevelt Pitt had something going on with his loved one and he couldn't make it. He asked me could I go and host the panel for him. And I was like, okay, fine. And at first I was feeling I got my airplane ticket out. I had recently moved to Evansville, Indiana from North Carolina. He asked me when I was there. Then I went to Evansville, Indiana, and I was just there for like 2 months. Then I had to fly out, and I was like, okay, I can only get there for a day. So I flew out to California from Indiana for one day. I missed my flight, not because I wasn't there, but they were like, oh man, the flight, some stuff happened, so it got pushed back. And I was like, is there anything else going out tonight? Like, no, it ain't. So once you go to Atlanta, you basically stuck there. So I get to Atlanta's airport. I'm there all night. I'm like, I am not gonna make it to San Diego. I am not gonna make it. And the whole time I'm talking with Keith, and this is my first time like really conversing and meeting with him because Roosevelt set everything up. I'm like, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I get there. I'm supposed to be there like earlier, and the panel was at like what 11:01. I get there at like 11 o'clock, and the panel was the panel was at 1, I think. And then I get to California. Then I drive there, and it's about 12:15. So I'm like, oh my god. Whole time I got a mean ass headache. I did that whole panel and everything with Ruben and stuff that first year or 2019 for me. met Keith and seen what everything was going on. I had a mean ass migraine. I was like, oh my God, I feel like crap. Oh, and so I do it, get through it, and I went back to the hotel, went to sleep, and flew out Sunday morning. And so I say that to say, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and I don't really care about any of the other stuff once I say I'm gonna do it. Like all this other stuff is like, there's no man, I can't and I don't know, and maybe if I unless I just can't, unless it's just something that's going to stop me. But all this other shit, I don't give a fuck about most stuff. And I definitely don't give a fuck about nothing that I'm choosing to do that has nothing to do with what I got going on. So I know that's a little bit all over the place, but that's just me being silly. And that's but being honest. The other things I do as far as like creating, when I would write a lot when I was traveling, when I worked at PIA, because I traveled to Mexico, Tennessee, Georgia, up and down Wisconsin, be in San Diego for a while, and I would write a lot in the hotel. So I just get on my phone, and after I finish all of my emails and stuff, I just sit there and I'd write. And one of the things I would always do is say, it's like, okay, I need to write. I need to write one page, and I'll write one page. Then it'll start rolling, and everything else will start kicking in. That's one thing I would do. Then if I was at the house and the kids are running around, I'm like, okay, I may not be able to write one page because these kids is harassing me, and I'm gonna go harass them. I'm gonna go choke one of them, I'm gonna bust one of them over the head. They're gonna kick me in the head. So that's not what's going on. I do bust them upside the head. I just walk up like, bah! And then and then my oldest like, hi. But I love that girl. That I would just write, be like, okay, I'm gonna write a sentence. I'm gonna write one line of dialogue. And then it just builds up to like 2 or 3 pages. Or I might write one whole page and be like, okay, I'm gonna leave it there. And then I get up and I keep it moving. That's one of the things I've done to keep myself from burning myself out. Another thing I would do is I jump around a lot. Like if I'm writing and I'm like, oh man, this is crazy, I'll email an artist and ask them about what's going on. They'll send me the art. I'm like, oh yes, this is amazing. And then I'll share it or I'll keep it under wraps until it's time to do it. But I don't let it keeps me from worried about the writing part. Or if I've done both of those, I will jump to doing some stuff on social. It could be something goofy. Y'all know I do a bunch of goofy stuff. And it's mainly because it keeps me sane. Like you would be surprised that this goofy shit that I share and I talk about, it keeps me sane. And it's like I get to say some goofy shit and folks gonna laugh at it. I'm gonna laugh at it. Everything that I share that's supposed to be haha is something that I have laughed at, that I've actually like laughed at. Not something I'm like, I'm like, if I do that, I'm sharing it. And so I'll do that, or I'll share art, or I'll talk about something, whatever the case may be. A lot of the times, even talking about the Marvel stuff, that's not nothing that's close to me. Like I'm being honest with y'all, that's not nothing that's like super duper close to me. It's something just to do it's part of the creative process for me. Because I gotta write, I gotta do the whole marketing side of things. I gotta do emails, all kind of other stuff. And that's just a break for me to be like, okay, I'll take a break and say some silly shit about Marvel or something and look at everybody get all bothered by it because they have some type of personal connection to it. And then I'll go back to doing my work. Like I'll literally go back to doing my work. I'll be like, okay, let me go back to writing, or let me go back to doing whatever I was doing. So that's a few ways that I'm like, okay, this is how I keep my sanity. Also, another thing I will do, I will straight up hire somebody else to do something for me. If I want to create at a fast pace, like because my head is rolling, my thoughts are rolling, I'll write down ideas and I will hire somebody to ghostwrite. Some of y'all know I done work with y'all about stuff, and I have no shame about it. Ain't nothing like I done work with ghostwriters, I work with artists, I work with whatever. If I will do any of it to get certain things out and to get what I want done so that I don't have to overload myself. I'm just not going to do it because it goes back to that first thing I said. I've been in situations where I have been overwhelmed by what somebody else is telling me to do at jobs. I got to put up marketing. I got to do all this on a Sunday. Ain't nobody came in. I got to do all the work. I got to go deliver. I got to do this. I got to make sure this machine is up. And if I don't, these people are going to come bother me. I'm not doing that with something that that I enjoy and I choose to do, that I say is mine. I'm not doing that. I'm just not. So anytime it even gets remotely close to where I'm like, oh man, this bothers me. If I feel even an inkling of what I feel at these jobs, I'm gonna set it down, or I'm gonna jump to something else, or I'm gonna have somebody else do it. I swear to God, I will not sit there and be like, oh, this is something I love doing and I love it and I get to travel on my own and I get paid from it and I can make a couple $1,000s in a weekend at a con and I can do all of this stuff, but it eats away at me. If that's the case, I'll take my ass back to one of these jobs and get some insurance and everything for all this dumb shit that's gonna go on. It's just not me. It's just not me. And again, if that's the case, I can go do other stuff. I can go do other stuff. I'm not doing that. I will hire somebody. If it comes to the marketing stuff, I will have somebody help me with that. I will reach out to somebody to put my stuff up on something else. Also, marketing, it makes things easier because it gets people rolling in. None of that stuff. I'm just not going to let it bother me. I have been like it. I have been like, I feel like also one of the things, and Gene, you know how this go. If you're still in here, Gene, you know how this go. When it comes to fighting, like MMA matches, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, all that type of stuff, there's a different type of stress and and concern that comes with that. Because before that, uh, I remember when I first did like MMA fights, and I'm saying this because I'm comparing it to doing these books and writing and all this other stuff, because it just doesn't, in my mind, because of the other stuff I'm gonna keep saying it, because the other stuff I went through, it doesn't register to me as something that I should be bothered by, because I done been punched in the face and tossed around by other people. Whole time I'm nervous as fuck. It's like okay, I got this fight. This person just as big as me. What I say? This person. Okay, let me get in this ring. I get in this ring. We touch gloves. What am I doing here? Why are they closing this gate? Why am I about to fight this person? I'm about to fight this person. Oh, okay. Well, oh, okay, okay. I know what I'm here for. I'm here to fight. And then we go on. I don't have to worry about that making no books. I don't have to worry about that. I don't stress myself writing no books and putting no books together. I, I've been through worse. I've been through worse. I've been through matches, jujitsu matches where I'm like, man, this shit ain't gonna end. It's been about 15, 20 minutes, and this just ain't gonna end. I ain't gonna give up. So you gonna have to beat me or something. Even if I'm tired, I'm still going to you have to do something to toss me around. And shit, like I've said before, the people that have beaten me, they still on my page. And I don't have no issue with the person. I love them to death for putting me through it. But I don't, this is something I choose to do. This is something I choose to do. This is books. This is comic books. This ain't, it's a business too. And it's like, so all of that, there's no, man, this is, I can't, oh man. If I want to feel that, I feel more nervous and I feel more pressure watching my 17-year-old wrestle. Watching her go through matches. I'm like, oh man, what's she gonna do? Okay, she's doing what she's supposed to do. Oh man, she still think this is jujitsu. This ain't what she's supposed to be doing. Oh God, Destiny, stop that. No, I don't feel like that with this book stuff. I just don't. Because I know there's a way. Because here's the thing. With this, there's always a way to figure it out. Now, you may have to pay. You may have to spit, because you're gonna have to pay in some sort of way. You may have to pay somebody to help them help you with it. You may have to read their books. You may have to email folks and talk to them. You may have to go on Google and figure it out. You may have to go on YouTube and look at it, but there's always a way to figure it out. You may have to learn Facebook ads. That's not too hard. Throw some money at it, figure out the area you want to and this is just throwing it in there. This is just some basic stuff. This is just me talking off the top of my head. You go learn, you pick the area you want to do in, you pick the age, you pick the gender or whatever you want to do. You put in some words about what you want to hit and paid a couple of dollars to do it. When you really break it down, it's not oh yeah, most definitely, brother. Most definitely, bro. We can do that. Most definitely. So I'm just like, you're gonna have to figure it out sooner or later. And there's varying degrees of it, but also a lot of it comes from for some people, not all people. A lot of it comes from comparing yourself to other people. You ain't that person. You ain't that person. And a lot of people, you got to understand that some people have been doing this mess for a lot longer, been a lot more places, all of that. But you sitting here comparing yourself to this, and this person been doing it for the past 10 years all over the country. And you comparing yourself to this person. You still getting your stuff together, and that's fine. That's fine. Or even if you're a big person, you just been doing a lot, you've been doing a lot, that plays its part too. Take your time and go get with your family. That's another thing I'll do. I will, if it's nothing else, I will just take my time straight up. Straight up, I would just no, not for sure. No joke. I just kick it with my family. Like, even at these cons and stuff, when I be going to a bunch of them, y'all always see me. This is why I say a lot of folks, I've said this before, as far as like at all of these cons, going back to the thing, because there's a lot of drama that could go on sometimes. A lot of people talk a lot of mess when it comes to stuff in the comic community, and they bark and don't want to talk to you, and also the goofy mess and stuff. And I always say, folks, like, if you really cared about anything I'm talking about, you could come talk to me face to face at a con. I'm at these cons. I met them. Last year I wasn't at too many for real estate reasons and stuff like that. But y'all see me. If you really got an issue and you really don't like what I say, and you really just against anything I'm saying, you know where I'm gonna be at. And the thing about it is, I'm with my family all the time. All the time. At most of these cons, you will see me with my family. So I'm like, but that's one of the things that keeps me calm. I will bring my family with me. I will bring my family with me at these cons and everything. So even after the shows, I'm with my family. Or or they're there with me. They're at the cons with me, and we just handling business. So I know I got my daughters with me. My son gonna be doing something goofy. Or my lady's gonna be with me, and they're gonna be telling me about something or checking out stuff for me. So it's all good, and I don't never have to really be like, "Oh my God, I can't take this." And again, this is just me, and I'm not saying nothing about what nobody else's process or anything. I'm not saying that their process is wrong, or I know better, or they shouldn't feel that way and this and that. I'm not saying that for them. Don't get on here. Y'all like to get on here and start projecting. You hear what I'm saying, then they start touching little chords inside your chest. And then you get up and, why are you talking about me like that? Why are you saying that? If you're a grown ass man, why are you talking like that? Jesus. So I'm not saying that. Another thing is that keeps me grounded, that keeps me rolling with it, is like, I'll talk to the other creators a lot. And then I like talking to a lot of y'all in person, the ones that I've met and sit down with. I respect them, love them to death. I don't care nothing about nothing. You and the ones that I sit down with in person and we talk to consistently on the phone, stuff like that or whatever, I ain't got nothing but respect for y'all. And I don't care what nobody else say, nothing. But I talk to them and I listen to where they're coming from. I listen to some of the issues that they've had to deal with, and I listen to how they deal with these things. And I'm like, man, not only do I pick up important information, but I also see like, yo, I'm not the only one going through it. And that ain't the lesson. People say, well, somebody else going through it, so listen. I'm not lessening shit. I'm not lessening what you going through or anything. But when I talk to somebody that's doing the same thing that I do, and it's like, yo, I had a hard time and I had to get through this, and I had to sell commissions for this much, or I had to pivot and do something else that brought me to this next level, that got me in contact with this person and stuff. I respect that. And I respect what these folks do. Even if I don't agree with, even though that's not my road, it may not be my road, because my road, I could tell y'all straight up, my road is me doing as much as I can to on my own, and controlling as much as of my own product that I can, and being able to help other people, whether that's through a few things. It could be through a few things, and hopefully I can make all of those happen next year. I got some plans. But that's mine. I don't. If somebody else want to work for Marvel and DC, I may talk my shit, but that's for me. That's for me. That's not for you. Unless you talking shit, like you don't like it, and you don't. Oh, I hate it, and there's nobody who that was gonna be that. And the whole time you need to make sure that you focusing on your stuff too. And I even tell the ones that work for the DCs and the Marvels, if they close to me, I always tell them like, look, don't forget what you started for. Don't forget what you started for, and don't forget that you have your projects and stuff too. Use it. Have a plan for where you're trying to go with these people. And so I listen to them, and I listen to what they talk about, what they go through, and it helps me be able to focus in on what I'm trying to do. And it also lets me know that I'm not the only one that's going through it. Because it's not on social media. You remember, like, man, they selling books, they this and that. No, 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 not really. Not really. No, they're not. Not really. I've watched some of the people that you don't ever hear about just sell books, just sell and go through. I've watched them. I've stand next to them, like, and I'm talking about the whole con or whatever. I'm just watching them. Just, I gotta step my game up. I'm about to. No, it is what it is. One of the things that I also do. One of the things that I also do to not to not get burnt out, and this may sound wild to some of y'all, competition. I am in a competition, not only with myself, but with other people, and it is fun to me. When I worked at GameStop, it was one of my managers in at GameStop. You always had to get them stupid reserves in that book, that Game Informer book. You always have to get it counts, but you don't get nobody gets paid extra. It's just bragging rights, basically. And I worked under one guy that was really good at it, and me being like, I'm quiet when I'm around a lot of people because I'm always soaking stuff up. But I'm really competitive, especially in my mind. So I'm like, huh, okay. So me and him would just go back and forth, getting the numbers, whether it's the reserves or whatever, and just bam, 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 bam. No cheating, no nothing. Just racking them up. Just 30, 40, 50 a week, 50, 60 a week, just getting them done. And so I would watch him, and even on shifts where he wasn't in, I'd come in and I look at the board. I'm like, "Ugh, okay, I gotta knock these numbers out. I get 10 or 15. I'm like, yeah, I got you. And then he'll come in and he'll look at it, and it's like, oh, so we go back and forth. I do the same thing in comics. Like if I'm at a con and I'm watching somebody, they at the table next to me, and they just knocking it out, just selling books. I'm like, oh, I gotta step this up. Never, you ain't heard. I will do what I got to do to start selling and running through books, just running through them. And then what I'll start doing is like, hey, go check my man out, or go check this lady out. They got good work or whatever, and just push them over there. Or if they come from their way, I'll grab hold of the person and sell stuff to the person too, because it makes it fun for me. For me, that's me, not nobody else. I'm not. If y'all don't want to do that, don't do it. That's fine. But I ain't about to argue with you about, "Man, why you gotta be competing. Competing is bad. Why you do that? We supposed to all have fun. And you just say something for somebody else. You don't do all that. Why you act?" You a grown man. Why you talking like that? So I will compete. I will do it. I will do it. I will be up in there. Hey, man, I will. Oh, this person sold 5. I'm about to sell 25. Watch me do it. And I'll be counting too. Oh, they just sold another 2. I got to sell another 5. And it's just fun in my head. It's because I being that guy is just kind of like, and I'm not talking about because it happens at cons and in person and everything, even online. So if it happens, like sometimes, like yo, I gotta sit down because I'm tired. I ain't talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about no. You sit down. You like yo, I'm tired. I'm gonna sit down for a few minutes or get me something to eat. I'm not talking about that because that happens. I'm talking about like the whole con. You just sitting there. How you doing? No, that ain't me, player. I'm gonna be standing up, talking to folks, doing whatever, hopping up. And I'm like, nah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. But that's how I keep my sanity when it comes to a lot of this. And then, like I said, with the online part, I just bounce around. I say some goofy shit on Facebook, argue with a go back and forth for some of y'all. Market some stuff, send out emails. That's another thing. I'm like, you know what? I gotta send out small emails. Let me go ahead and send out these emails. So if I'm not or clean up my mailing list, I'm not gonna work on no writing or nothing right now. I'm gonna just clean out my mailing list and get all that straightened out. And then when I got whatever, I'm gonna search something else. I'm gonna research some writing. I'm gonna do something else. But there's always something to keep me from being like, I'm losing my mind and I can't do this no more. At least that's how I see it. That's how I see it. I could be completely off. And again, I haven't done what some of these other people have done. I just haven't. So I'm not comparing what they do or whatever. And I'm saying what they did was wrong, and I'd still be like, shit. Something could go down where I do what they did, and I feel like hell. So I don't know. It could be. It could be something else later. But again, at the end of the day, this is something. This is something that I went out willingly and created. Like these books and all this other stuff and this business side of things and going to these cons and all so I willingly went out and created that. I took it from what I've seen in my mind and went out and made all this stuff happen. I ain't mad about that. There's nothing that's gonna make because at the end of the day, I can always be like, yo, I can go back to working at one of these raggedy ass places and that shit gonna burn me alive. Being able to, you can't take this day off, you can't this like with the comic stuff and everything, you get that stuff really rolling and you get your money right. Or even with because I have tenants in a duplex and some other stuff, and I never like even with that, even when I got to go fix the bottom of a sink or replace a sink, replace a garbage disposal, go fix sinks in the bathroom, go get raccoons out the daggone attic, all this stuff that I have to do, I've never just been like, oh, I hate this and I can't stand it because it's the same thing with the books. This is something that brings me money in that I made myself, that I put together for myself. Mind you, again, I've been working since I've been 14 at car washes and everything else, junkyards, all kind of mess, breaking bricks, laying cement, all kind of stuff. And this is what's going to bother me to where I just don't know what to do and I just can't do it. Again, this is me. Don't get on here talking about, well, this is me. I'm not saying that for you. I'm not saying that if you listen to me and you some type of creative and you think I'm talking, I ain't talking about you. I'm just saying I've seen it around and I'm putting my 2 cents in about how I deal with it. Not you. You don't have to do this. I'm not saying you wrong because you may not been through the same stuff that I've been through. You haven't done that. So I'm not expecting you to react the same way that I would. But I'm just saying. It's just not what it is. It's just not. I've been through a lot more to where it's like I can get like one of the things like okay, I'll tell you something. One of the things I hate and why I haven't done it is I don't like Kickstarters much. I don't. Like I just ugh, yuck. And then I just like people, oh man, ugh, ugh. I don't like the idea of me doing something, putting out my stuff, and then This is solely in my hands, but it's also in other people's hands. And if I don't do this, I don't get that amount. I know there's Indiegogo, there's all this other stuff, but I like the reserve model. Get it, get the people that reserve it, and I get it to the people that reserve it. Kickstarter, it's just people watching. Then they feel like they're doing something to you if they take it away. These motherfuckers feel like they would do. You know what? I'm going to take my number. Like, man, I hope you don't make it. I'm like, what? That's whole shit. You a man hoe. And I ain't talking about a sexual a sexual being. I'm talking about a bitch. So I'm like, I don't like it. Like even the one, and I've been successful with all of my Kickstarters, but I don't like it. Like it has to be a like a real need to do it. And even then, I'd probably still be like, yeah, I'll just reserve it. Because I like dealing with the people and also pre-ordering on my like site and stuff. To me, it's just easier for me to deal with the people that I know are really there. Because if I email everybody and the people only do a Kickstarter, then I'm like, yo, you ain't concerned about nothing I'm really doing because you feel like you need that. Excuse me. You feel like you need that middleman, that Kickstarter to make sure it's legit. I done sent out everything, whether it's pre-orders or whatever. I done sent them out to folks. Pre-orders, Kickstarter, whatever. But that's one of the ones that I could say, yo, I don't like it, but that's not the only way to do it. So I'm not like, man, I got to do that, or I'm just not going to have any type of income, or I'm not going to be able to do what I want. That's not the case. Another thing people talk about, especially with comic folks, is like they talk about dealing with artists and stuff, and the whole AI art thing is kind of throwing stuff off. But it's whatever. It's not too crazy yet. But dealing with artists can be hard for a lot of people, and I get that. But again, there's a bunch of artists out. Like there's really a bunch of artists, and if you don't have the money to pay these artists, well then hell, that means you got to step your game up. Like straight up, you either got to get you a job, a part-time job, or find somebody that's going to do some cheap stuff for you. But if your pockets can't match what your eyes is seeing, then you need to either go see something else or get that person their money. Or now that you can do the whole folks can do the whole AI thing. If you want to do that, then go do that. Learn them prompts and go do that. Then but we're not gonna sit. I'm not gonna sit here, man. I hate this. This artists that talk to me, don't talk to me, or whatever. Like, go find other people to do it. There's other artists to work with. There just is. There's nothing. And again, if you don't have the funds, you go figure out how you're gonna get this money, or find somebody that's gonna work cheap with you, and then you get it to where you want it to be. All this, I can't, man. I just don't understand. I'm not with it. It's just not for me. It's not for me. I'm gonna figure out a way to get it done. And so I've been through worse, and most likely you've been through worse. You've been through worse, but you sitting here making this situation you sitting in the worst. Why you actually doing what you do, what you want to do, not just have to do what you want to do, and people like what you're doing. But you're probably making this worse than it actually is in your own damn mind. So that's all I got. Like I'm not, I don't, I can't. This is something that we want to do and we choose to do. All this consistent, you're not gonna catch me whining about it, or man, nobody don't like my stuff, and then they don't want to talk to me, nobody helping me, and this and that. That's not true. That's not true. Even if I'm paying somebody, they still helping me. Of course, I'm paying for it, but they still helping me get my ideas out and get it to where I want to be, and I appreciate them. And the people that be like, "Yo, no, I can't do that." I appreciate you letting me know, and I can keep it moving. So that is, it's not. If it's too stressful to do certain things, get you an outline together, send to somebody else to write. And if you don't want to do that, sit down, take your time, go do something else, and then come back to whatever you're writing or something. Don't sit there and lose your damn mind over this stuff. Oh, I can't do it. Leave it. Leave it there for a little bit. Come back. Come back. Now that time span may be different. You may have deadlines, so you can only do it for a couple hours or a day or so. Do it. If me, I don't really do a bunch of whole timelines and deadlines. I've done enough of that with this other stuff. I'm just no. It keeps my. I keep this. I do things that keep my sanity. I don't give my stuff to other people and say, "Hey, I want you to promote it and do it." I don't do that because all I know is going to be some bullshit later, and I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with man, this person to do right by me, and I'll keep my stuff. It's going to take a lot more time. It's going to be harder, but I'll keep my own stuff, and at least I can say that was all on me because I don't really want to. Why it's blinking? I don't know what's going on. Ugh, I got to clean my glasses. These glasses don't ever seem like they clean. I wipe them off, do this stuff all the time. Don't ever seem like they clean. So yeah, and then I'll go spend time with my family. I'll just sit whatever I got going down. I'll just set it down because again, all of this stuff when it comes to this creative process and everything, it's something I want to do and I like to do. I will not treat this like, and I know it's business. I don't have a problem with the business part. I understand it's business, but I will not turn this into everything else I done been through with all these other jobs. I won't. Business, I handle business, get my CPAs, get my tax stuff together so they can help me out, all that stuff. And everything I do pay my taxes, all that other stuff. I do all that. I'll do all that. But this other stuff, nah, I'm not doing. And maybe I ain't doing enough. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I ain't been through enough, and maybe I ain't made it there. Maybe I'm not. That might be the case. I may be talking all this, popping all this shit because I ain't made it to the level that some other people have. Maybe that's what it is. But it's not going to be a thing where I can't. One thing my jiu-jitsu has taught me is that I can keep going. That's a big like I can keep going. That's what gets me through a lot of stuff too. Because in jiu-jitsu, I'd always be like, okay, I'm slow, I'm uncoordinated, I don't know where the hell my brains be at, but I can keep going. Just keep going. Keep going. Get to this spot, keep yourself safe, go from there, and just keep going. Oh my God, this is the worst spot I'm in. Get to a place you know, sit your ass down, breathe, and then go to the next move you're gonna do. Oh my God, I passed the guard. Okay, settle on top, whether it's on the side or a mount. Settle down, get you a breath or two, then keep going, then keep progressing. That's what jiu-jitsu was taught me. So all this other stuff, and when it comes to these books and stuff, I can't. I can keep my mind with this. This is nothing. So that's all I got, y'all. That's all I got. I ain't gonna keep talking in circles and stuff. So yeah, man. Don't let this stuff get you. You picked this up. You wanted to do this, not I want to do this, like, I want this job and somebody else. This ain't nobody gonna tell you yes or no on this. Nobody gonna tell you you need to get up and you need to do it. For the most part, you have to motivate yourself. And I ain't really got no issues with that. I'll get up and motor mop. I'll get up and motivate myself every day if I have to. So it is what it is. But hopefully it helped or something, because that's where I'm coming from with it. And hopefully you'll get something out of it, because y'all be concerning me. I be looking at some of y'all. Oh my God, you're still the worst. Life is so hard. I can't take it. I'm like, Jesus, is it that bad? Damn. Times I was getting shot at. Man, this is worse than getting jumped in the street. Like, this is worse than having multiple gang fights. Like, Jesus, y'all just got it bad. Man. It's worse than being homeless and sleeping on benches. Like, hopping fences and running from raccoons is hissing at you while you sleep on a fucking bench. Man, this is hard. Y'all make it. That's what y'all, because this is all things I've been through. This isn't somebody else. This is what I've been through. But the way some of y'all describe this creative process and going through it's worse than all of that. Man, maybe I'm the one tripping. Maybe I need to be upset about something. What am I missing? Shit. So I don't know. But as always, y'all, go to the website. Hopefully, I have some new things popping up to where I can help some folks out. Y'all can come to it, not come to it, whatever. But we'll see what's going on. Hopefully, we'll get all that together. Go to the website. Void Beast Chapter 4 is up digitally now. It's just a digital copy. No physical on the website because I do not have time to send them out. That's another thing. I'm not putting out a bunch of physical copies of a book, knowing I don't have time to send them, and people order sporadically. And then I'm fine with not getting that. I'll sell it in person. I'm fine with that because I don't want to be waiting forever. And the person like, man, I ordered it. Well, I'm waiting to all these. I get about 20 orders, and like I ordered this 3 or 4 weeks ago. I'm not doing that to nobody. So you'll get the physical when you see me in person and stuff. But yes, go on there, akachicomics.com. You see all that stuff right there. Go there and get Void Beast Chapter 4 is out now, 1 through 4. The Extraordinary Messiah 1 and 2. All that. Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, but the thing about it is that I have a problem with that because you pre-order them and stuff. So it's like when I put them out, they get pre-ordered and I can send them out. So, and I take care of it. But yeah, it's all good. So go to the website, do all that crazy stuff. Get your digital books. If not, you'll see. I'll do some pre-orders for some physical ones later and stuff, or you'll see me at the next con I'm at and some other things. But hopefully, I can get this other stuff done. Fingers crossed and all that good stuff. I ain't got wood to knock on. I would knock on the floor, but that's probably vinyl plank and not actual wood. So yeah, hopefully I'll get it. Get this stuff together. But go to akachicomics.com, and again, thanks for kicking it with me. All that good stuff. Listen to me rant and rave about God knows what. It's about keeping your mind together in battle rap. So yeah, I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.